I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. 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 A Bitcoin bull is all I got left. Sold my clothes, gold no less. Was a suckling, hollow hands. This man stronger than the average man. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. Day the markets take another day to restart and refuel this moon boy ship. My dreams may be futile, but this you say, well my dreams may be futile, but Bitcoin bull keeps charging away. Oh, you see, my Bitcoin bull keeps charging away. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pin. A Bitcoin bull is all I got left. Sold my clothes, gold no less. Was a suckling, hollow hands. This man stronger than the average man. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble, I'm not the bubble. Day the markets take another day to restart.
And welcome on the show, Matt. We're very happy to have you, and I hope everyone can hear us. Let us know if there's any problem with audio or anything.
Hi, Anders. Thanks for having me. Sorry, I was having some difficulty with my laptop, but we got it squared away.
Yeah, it's all fine. They had the opportunity to listen to the Bitcoin Bull while we were waiting, so it's a great track by Michael Blue and.
Sure, I've heard of him. Nice, excellent.
Yeah. So, how are you doing today? It's late night
I'm
for you,
doing
and
great.
it's early morning for me.
It is. It's 9 p.m. and it's early for you. You're having breakfast, and I'm having a evening snack.
I have my black coffee in my wax mug, so I'm all ready and set today.
For the record, I'm only drinking coffee because I'm on this. I would not be drinking coffee this late, like you guys care. But
they said in the Telegram crypto Twerpz chat that you should not have coffee or you would be up all night. I guess
yeah,
that will be true then.
But that's okay because I have a lot of stuff to do. We're a matter of a couple of weeks away from launching, and there's no shortage of tasks that need to be taken care of. So I want to thank you so much for having me on once before. And we've had a chance to work together a little bit in some different capacities, and it's been a great experience overall. So it's always fun to have a chat with somebody that you know fairly well.
Yeah, and I would love to help even more, but man, this space is there's so much things to do, so I can really relate to that. And I mean, you're launching something, so I guess your task list is not really shrinking; it's probably growing.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. But you've helped us with some of the key technical things. And if anybody's watching and they're not familiar with what we're doing, we're a bunch of collectors. We're not developers. And let me tell you, when we first started this project, we thought, yeah, I expected a certain amount of level of work, and it went ramped up exponentially from there. It got out of control, and I'm very happy to say that we've rose to the occasion. We have a nice, strong team that's taking care of things for us, and I'm really excited. So we are doing this in December. I hope some of you have had a chance to look at some of our cards already.
And if not, we will go through all of them in a bit. And if you look below me here, you will see a little shiny Twerpz logo that also has the link to the site and everything. So that is good. Okay, so last time we spoke was September 23rd. So that's quite a while ago, and I expect a lot of things has happened. So let's start with things that people might not know. What had happened in Matt's life since then? Outside of the Twerpz space and everything. What's happened?
Outside of Twerpz outside?
Let's start there, and then we go into the Twerpz one.
Right. Real quick, I came into the Ethereum space. Was fortunate enough to get in early enough to be involved in the DAO and watch that whole thing happen. And it scared me to death, because I had a pretty big stake in that. But we came out pretty good from that. Price declined all the way going into December. This is 2016, but I'm going to go quick. So, but then obviously Ethereum wasn't going to stay at $6.50 for long. I managed to get a job with a really great company called Singular DTV. They're still cooking. They have a distribution platform. They're trying to take on Netflix in a decentralized manner. That was a lot of fun. I was a moderator for the DAO, the official Slack. That was interesting. And then took some time off to travel. And then what happened was, basically I was doing some cleaning downstairs, and I found my old Garbage Pail Kids back in October of last year, and it rekindled something. I started collecting them again. And then I think it was February is when I found out that they were going to launch on Wax. And I mean, basically at that point, from 2016 all the way until early 2020, I was hardcore Ethereum, right? Just 100%. But because my passion, my love, Garbage Pail Kids are now on Wax. Well, I better take a look at Wax more closely. So after they launched, and mind you, sorry, I'm kind of jumping around, but in January, I hired an artist to do a concept for some parody cards that I had in mind. I had been thinking about NFTs in 2019, but I just didn't really see a platform or anything that I could really sink my teeth into on Ethereum. So when Garbage Pail Kids did this on Wax, I thought this is the time. This is the right time, right? And so timing is a lot of what makes a project succeed. Obviously, the product is important too, but timing is very, very crucial. And so after being involved in the launch of Garbage Pail Kids and trading and meeting all kinds of cool new people like you in the space, that was when I decided to strike, right? So I had some cards that I had already created, and I just started leaking them out to people that I knew that I had met in the Wax community, and the responses were very, very overwhelmingly positive. I mean, this is really, really great. I would love to be involved if you're going to do this. And so the team sort of evolved from there. It was a very organic kind of process where just people kind of came in, and then we sort of just kind of put together this group and took stock of everybody's talents and officially brought everybody on board. And then our Telegram went public in late July. So we had about a month or so of just kind of meeting each other, kind of planning what we wanted to do. And what we want to do, and if you don't already know, is we are launching a pack and box sale. And the cards are a little deranged, a little twisted, right? We're taking celebrities and crypto influencers and just making fun of them. And it's all in good fun. We don't really have an agenda. We don't have a political persuasion or anything like that. It's just, if you find it funny and maybe you don't like these characters. If you don't, then maybe because we're making fun of them, maybe you wanna collect them, right? So, or maybe you do. Maybe they're big in your life, right? Like LeBron James. I mean, we have some really great characters in our set. Keanu Reeves, that are just. It's really hard to make fun of these guys because they're such great people, right? So, Keanu Reeves in particular, so we're doing a pack and box sale. So what does that mean? We're doing something very similar to what Garbage Pail Kids is doing. We're putting NFTs in packs, and we have them programmed to so that when you open them, you can receive certain rare cards. And we have different tiers. We have 5 different tiers, but we're calling them rarities, right? I think you know that term by now. And they all range on from easiest to get to hardest to get. And each different one has a different effect that's applied to the same characters. So we have 40 characters, different unique pieces of art. Each character has 2 different names, 2 different twerpy names, silly little names. And then, so that's a common set would be 80. And then we have these different rarities, right? So I'll just name them out because you'll probably freak when you hear them for the first time. But simple refractors, Black Death refractors, nuclear refractors, and then our rarest cards are going to be fully animated, and we're calling those twerpomations. So, and for the first time here, are you sharing the screen?
Yes, I just shared it and people can see it. You can click on it if you want to see it as well. So I will jump to the gallery while you're speaking so you can actually show.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So we're going to drop a little bit of news here and give you a little preview of what our website is shaping up to look like. It's not exactly ready for people to log into it yet. So these are just some screenshots. But going back to the rarities, the simple refractors have a shimmery, glistening appearance to them. The Black Death refractors have skulls and bones kind of rotating around in a frame. The nuclear refractor.
Now people can see it. So this is the refractor you say, the shiny one.
That's the simple refractor. Yeah,
which I really think looks great. And then we go down to
it's still, so you can't see the movement part, but in our blog,
it is moving. It is moving. So if you go into it, you will see. If you click on the share screen, you can see it as well.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's all moving.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. There you go. Excellent.
So we have Billy Childish here.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. So we've got the Black Death there. That's the rotating frame with the bones. So every card is going to have a version of these, right? Except for the most rarest cards. These are the nuclear refractors. And then these are going to be the rarest. So as you can see there, you're looking at 0.001% of total supply.
Is that someone looking like Super Mario in the background?
That is Mario. It is Mario because I don't know how old you are, but a lot of us, the Garbage Pail Kid Club is in the 40s, 40-year-old range. And so this is one of my favorite cards because it reminds me of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! From that was on the original Nintendo Entertainment NES, right? So you've got him there in the background, kind of doing his little. He was the ref in that game, and then other thing I want to point out is that we're bringing together a lot of different things into these cards, right? As you can see here, so you've got Mike Tyson. We all know the ear, the ear fiasco, right? So he's. He's going to be eating that ear there, and then he's got the tiger, and the tiger is from that one movie. What was it called? The one where they had Vegas.
Isn't it that? No, in The Hangover, doesn't they have a tiger there as well? When
He's got that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, he's got
yeah.
the tiger in The Hangover. Yeah.
Yeah, they say
So,
that in the chat as well. They were quicker than us.
oh, good, great. I love that. That's awesome. So these are super rare. If you look at our blog post there, our launch blog post, it gives you all the details that you need to decide whether this is something that you want to be a part of or not. And with the exception of our launch date, which we hope that we'll be able to announce that in a couple of days. It's really up to the developers. We have a really kick-ass development team that we've hired to create this site, and it really is coming together exactly the way that we wanted it to. The site is designed by a couple of our artists, Mox Gonzalez and Mr. Monk. Credit to them for creating the layout of the site.
So this is a sneak peek. So this is a sneak peek of the upcoming.
You're seeing it here first. Yeah, I'm really excited to go over these to this level of detail now that we finally can make it public. And so what are we looking at here? So this would be what your inventory screen would look like. And we have 3 different ways to filter, and you have to choose the type first, and then the rarity next, and then show by. So the way that we have it organized is you pick from a type first. If you want to see your cards, you're going to choose all cards. If you want to see how many peanut packs you have, you choose that, and so on and so forth. So for that first, it's just to choose the type.
Yeah,
what is
you want to look at cards or packs? That would you choose the first one?
Yeah, that's how we separate it out from there. And then moving on to the rarity, that rarity screen is only going to show up if you choose all cards, because if you choose peanut packs, then everything down to the right of that isn't going to apply. So we've chosen all cards, and now we can choose which rarity we want to look at. And so we've got all the rarities there, the 5 rarities, and then we've also been giving out a lot of promo cards. We've been doing tons and tons of promos since we started. I think we're at 22 or 23 promo cards now, and those have come out almost just as well, in some cases maybe even better than the launch cards have. The difference between the promo cards and the launch cards are the promo cards, they only have one name. And so we designate that with a Z. So for instance, our elevated Elon promo would be 1Z, but there you go. You're all over it. Look at that. 1Z hasn't been minted yet, but you can see the other ones there. So like our Wax Explorer there, that's 17Z.
This is the Z that you're talking about in the,
exactly.
In the bottom right corner.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And then so this card was done by Mugen. He's a well-known NFT artist in the Ethereum space, and actually most of our artists have come over from the Ethereum space. So we've headhunted a lot of them actually, and some of them kind of came over, and it's really been great. The whole process and how everything has come together has been just so much fun. I mean, we've had artists come to us and say, "We see what you're doing. Can we be involved?" And it's just been a really great indie type project, right? And we've tried to make it and conduct it in the spirit of decentralization, where everybody kind of has a say. But as you can imagine, when you're doing that, there are all kinds of other little things that come into play that make decisions harder to make, right? So for instance, I'll give you an example. Like I'll ask an artist, like, if you want to do the banner, that's up to you. If you want us to take care of the banner right there that you see, like for the Lucky Chard, the Crypto Twerpz banner and the nameplate, like if the artist wants to choose the color, like that's cool. If they want to give that to us to choose, then we'll do that too. And so, then you ask the team, well, what do we think? Do we want the green banner or do we want the blue one? So there really isn't anybody that's saying this is the way it's going to be. And sorry, you don't get a say. I mean, everybody in the team has had a say with basically how these things have turned out, how the artists turned out, how we run the promos, how many we mint. What is the campaign going to look like? Is it going to be a Twitter campaign? Is it going to be just a Telegram? So, but that's added a lot of complexity to the project as well. And so I'll just say it really is a miracle and it has taken a lot of due diligence, and a lot of concentration and just collaboration to actually be able to do this in December. So we're really excited that we're able to do it when we said we wanted to do it.
Yeah, and this one that I'm showing right now is a special one, the Lucky Shard one. So what's the story about this one?
Special. Yeah, so that's what we're calling our airdropper card, and I forget what month that went on sale in, but we sold 100 of those, and we sold them for $50 in wax at the time, whatever that ended up being. And the utility of that is that if you hold this card, we're going to send random airdrops, random cards, and we've sent quite a bit over the last couple of months, averaging on maybe one every 1.5 weeks or so, I would say. Just like that, about probably. Yeah, it's about that. And so let's go through some of the other cards. So you've got Dopey Doge. That was a
we can go here and we can look at them one at a time.
Perfect. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. So the Daniil Panoply, that's somebody. Yeah, I'm just randomly choosing cards here, but we could go from the top down. We did that in the other interview. That was fun.
Yeah, exactly. We went through all of, but back in September there was not this many, so I don't know if we can go through all of them, but we can pick up some of your favorite for sure.
Sure, let's just hunt and peck through, right? So I was saying some of these were Lucky Chard exclusives. So that Lucky 4-leaf clover, that was an exclusive to Chard owners. That is fantastic animation work by Mox. The Poompa Loompa there, the sketch Poompa Loompa card, 8Z. That also was a Lucky Chard exclusive. Only 100 of those were made, and they were all to Lucky Chard wallet owners.
I actually think that I airdropped mine onto slice holders that I got.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Oh,
I sent this out to people, yeah.
So great. That's great.
I passed them along.
You know what? This is something that we've cultivated too in our community, is this idea of sharing. And so some of our community members have donated cards to other, and somebody will say, I never got a Twerp. I'd like to get my first Twerp. And lo and behold, somebody comes up and says, you can have one of my doubles, one of my duplicates. Yeah. And that's another thing we're talking about is the community, and just, we're a Twerpy community. We are basically living what these cards are, right?
Speaking about the community, what is this about?
Right. So this one, this is a card done by an artist that's in our community, and we ran a promo. We just said, look, if you want to create a card, we'll choose the best one that somebody created, and we'll give you some super rare promos. So this one, I'm gonna put it on. I mean, this is totally unprofessional, but who cares? That's the point. The point was to create a card. This is the worst Twerp. So whatever that means to you, the worst Twerp could be anything. And this is this guy's concept of what the worst Twerp could possibly look like, right? This is I'm going to do it later, right? So funny angle on that one. And then go up a little bit more. I wanted to show the other one. 23, sorry, move down a little. Yeah. 22, sorry.
Yeah, this one.
Mix Master Sly. So shout out to Sly Toshi. This guy is awesome. I really appreciate all the work that he does, and this is him, right, as a DJ, and we've gotten to know him quite well in the community as well. He's a pool shark. He's really into Star Wars, which is right up my alley. We have some Star Wars related stuff. Let me think. The CZ is probably not there yet. We have a giveaway. Yeah, there's a little Star Wars in there. In fact, speaking of which, if you go to the other banners there, the ones right before that one, any Star Wars fan, they might be able to tell that something looks familiar about the frame on those promo cards, the purple and the pink.
This one is shown below us when we were talking before as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's taken right out of the old vintage Star Wars figures, that double stripe kind of effect, right? So we're taking a lot of influences from a lot of different places. Let's go back again, up a little bit to that the Da Hoagie badge, the first badge.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm giving you
Even
terrible
it's in the
directions. No,
top.
scroll down. You were doing it right. Oh, you're at the other one. Okay, no, scroll down.
The hoagie, the hoagie, the
The first
hoagie.
badge. The first badge. A little bit more. A
This
little
one.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at this and you go, I don't really get it. Well, this was actually a meme that was created in our Telegram group, and it just came about from a giveaway that we were doing, and we asked somebody to name Da Hung Father, which was the one you were looking at up above, and they said they said hoagie, right? And there was like a mistake. But everybody just thought it was hilarious, like da hoagie, and then next thing you know, somebody's putting a sandwich on the face and everything, and it just kind of took off from there. So taking advice
as well.
yeah, and then that's the that's the derivative of the da hoagie, which is da stogie.
Yeah.
Right. So and we minted 420 of those, 420, right, of the Stogie badges. And we've got plenty of those. So if you guys jump into our Telegram, if you want one, if you just got in and you're new and you're excited about what we're doing, just shout out to us and say, I'd really like to have a badge, and maybe someone will come along and give you one. And we do a lot of quizzes too, constantly, just to raise awareness and also get people learning more about the history and the story behind the cards.
I dropped a link to the Telegram in the chat if anyone
Great.
wants to join.
Thanks, Anders.
And now we go down to, so these are the series that will drop mid-December. Yes. It says. Do we have any closer date right now, or is it still mid-December?
Yeah, we're mid-December-ish. I'm gonna give out an exact date. I hope to in a few days. I don't want to say anything that I can't deliver on, but it's been we've been trying, but this kind of project, there's a lot of back and forth, and it's just, we don't want to put a date if we're not 100% sure that we can deliver, because the last thing we want to do is get everybody primed for a date and then, we have to push back, right?
Yeah.
So I think we've done really well setting the proper expectations. So another thing, and I don't know if I made this clear, but we have 18 artists involved in creating these cards.
And if you look at the sneak peek here, you see the artist is named under each card as well.
You got it, man. You're making my job so easy. Yeah. So if you look at the show by, we're going to be able to organize cards by their number, which a lot of projects don't do. And that's been so important to me. To be able to actually see it in chronological order is key as a collector. And also we'll be able to arrange by the artists. So if you only want to see certain art works by certain artists, you can do that. And you'll also be able to search for cards. We have a search box, search cards by name.
And I mean, my brother has not collected a single NFT. He's gotten a few from me, but he hasn't really cared. But I think that some of these he will really like this, the Kill Gates one. There are some really, really good ones that I think he would appreciate a lot.
And that's really part of the idea, is that there's a connection between somebody that you already know, right?
Yeah.
And so if you don't take yourself too seriously, and hopefully we hope that a lot of people aren't, then you can laugh about it, right? But we have had a couple people just go, I don't really like, kind of what you're doing. This card doesn't look so good. I don't like how you're portraying this person. Yeah. And we just say, look, we're not really trying to denigrate them or put them down in any way. I'm a huge William Shatner fan. I really am, and that card right there got us a lot of pushback. A lot of people were not happy with that card, but I find it relatively harmless.
Yeah.
William Shatner based and Bar Trek.
Yeah.
And
I think that he commented on it on Twitter that he wasn't that happy.
Wasn't very happy with it. Yeah, it kind of went viral quite a bit that day that we put it out. And that's not really our aim. Our aim is to piss people off. We just hope that people are going to have a good chuckle. If you don't care for it, that's okay too. I know that there are some people in our group that they don't really care for certain ones, but other ones they really, really like. And they've said that they are going to get that card at all costs.
Yeah.
And that may be some of the other rarities too. Like you have Tyson down there. And on that note, tomorrow we're going to start releasing some more of our Twerpamations. Those are the real fun ones, the animated ones with the character movements. Yeah, boy, you're quick. Yeah, switching back. That's great. So tomorrow we're going to release one more. We'll be releasing more Twerpamations leading into the launch. And I think we have about 8 or more actual commons. So actual original artwork that we have not released yet. So we released today, we released Tom Brady. It's so new, I don't think we've added it to the gallery. Maybe we did. If we did, it would be, there it is, 33 or 35, 32. Yeah, it's 32. Cry Brady, we just released that today. And nice. The Y card is expats, deflated expats. Yeah. So again, these are the common versions. These are our stills. So, you know, nothing moving going on these cards. But as you get into the more rare cards, right, you're going to see some more, like you showed on the blog, different effects. So every character is going to have those other effects added to them, whether it's the rotating Black Death frame or the simple refracture with the shimmery effect. And so total number of cards, 340. Those are the total amount possible that you can collect in the set. Obviously, some of these are going to be very, very different at the Twerpamations. I think on average, we're looking at maybe 5 of each one that will be minted. And here's the other thing is, if you collect Garbage Pail Kids, you know that we don't know how many of these are going to be minted. It's all based on an algorithm, right? On the chances of pulling certain cards. And so we can't say with any certainty that there are going to be X number of Billie Eilishes, or, you know, we don't know how many Rip and Reeves Black Deaths there are going to be. There could be a couple hundred, or, you know, who knows what. So, but we do know that as you go through the rarity, there's going to be less and less supply of each, right? Yeah. That's just kind of how that works out. And if you'd like to collect trading cards, physical trading cards, you know that's, you know, kind of how it goes. Is you know, if you go back to the blog and we could scroll up to the top there, you can sort of look at like the different offerings, right? So we've got the peanut pack, right? That's going to have 5 cards. It's going to go for $8, and we'll also offer a purchase in wax as well. This is, I do believe, and maybe you know this. I actually don't, because I've been stuck in Twerpville for the last 6 months. But are there any projects that have offered both wax purchase and credit card purchase?
Not successfully.
Yeah. This might be the first.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Blockchain Heroes tried, but it didn't really work out. So you had to actually buy wax, and then you could buy them. So no.
I'll tell you, it's not an easy thing to do. It really is. It adds a bunch of layers of complexity to it.
Yeah.
And but the developers have assured us that we can do it. So so that's the peanut pack, and then as you can see, the odds, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to get 1 simple refracture in that pack, guaranteed. And then you see the chances for the other rarities. The Black Death, you'd have to open up 4 of those to get, on average,
exactly,
to get 1 Black Death. And then now we look at the Twerpamations. Those are super, super rare. I mean, you'd have to buy 200 of those to get it, you know.
But you can get it in one. You can get it in one, and that's what's fun.
Oh, sure you can. Oh, sure you can. We've seen people do that all the time.
And personally, I would probably need to open 300 to get one.
You know, I'll tell you I did really, really well. I beat the odds out of Series 1 Garbage Pail Kids, but when it came to the other ones, no.
Yeah.
I think everything was just averaged out over those 2, right? I did worse on average with the Tiger King. But so here you go with the big nuts packs, right? So these are 20 cards in a pack, $30 credit card, or we'll give the wax amounts as we get a little closer, right? Because wax moves around a lot.
Will you take it? Will the price change for the wax as we go, or will it be set like before the launch is done?
You know, I'm really hoping that, because it's a launch, and we're really hoping that we're going to sell out in a couple of days, and the price movement of wax is just probably not going to be enough that we would need to move it.
Yeah.
So we anticipate just if it goes crazy and it goes up to like 7 cents, then we're gonna dial it down. We don't want you guys paying $50, for a pack. But we'll play that by ear. So here's the big nut.
This is a bigger chance of the Twerpomation.
It is a bigger chance, right? I mean, not surprising, right? We're going to give a better chance to people who are buying the bigger packs. So on average, you'd have to buy 50 of those packs to get one of those super rare Twerpomations, and they really are going to be rare. I mean, like I said, we may end up getting there may only be one of some of them, between 1 and 5. And I didn't say how many there are. There are only going to be total. 10.
When you said that your voice broke up at this exact time when you said how many.
Yeah, there's only going to be 1/4 of all the artwork is going to be in the Twerpomations, right? So 10 cards out of 10 unique artworks works out of 40, not a whole lot. And so that was another decision that we had to make, that we decentralized that decision as well, is which cards could be automated, which ones, are going to look the best if we do them. And you just really try to keep the politics out of it, right? Because obviously the guys that did the artwork, they want to have a Twerpomation. And so there is a little bit of back and forth. It's a very interesting process behind the scenes, I'll tell you.
But this is something new that you're doing. So what are these peanut boxes?
Yeah, so this is new. The boxes are new. As far as I know, again, you can confirm, because I've been kind of hiding in a cave, but I do believe that this is a different layer, right? These peanut boxes are fungible tokens. And when you buy them, you can keep them. You can keep them closed. You can trade them. You can sell them on the secondary market, or you can open them. And when you open them, this is what you get inside. So you're looking at 19 peanut packs inside, and one random nuclear refracture, which is exclusive only to the boxes. So now what are we talking about? We're opening up a box and we're getting...
You get 19 of these packs in this one.
Exactly. 19 of those guys. And you also get this one super rare NFT, which if you go back to the blog, let's just take a look at what the supply is for the yeah, exactly. They're the nuclear refractures. 0.004% of the total supply is going to be made up of these nuclear refractures. So they're going to be very, very rare. In fact, they're almost as rare as the Twerpomations, but the Twerpomations have them beat by looks like maybe a factor of 4.
Yeah.
But so you're going to get one of those guaranteed, and you don't know which one it could be, or it's going to be one of the 80 and totally random. And so this is what's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what people decide to do. Are they going to leave the boxes closed? Are they going to open the boxes because they want that nuclear refracture? And then are they going to open some of the packs, or will they sell off all the packs? And the gamification is going to, I mean, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. That's part of the fun, is just kind of seeing what cards are going to be popular. I mean, we've thought about what cards do we think people are really going to like, and I have a feeling that it's not going to be what we think. It's going to be something else. People tend to like the Elon card, right? Yeah. That tends to be a crowd favorite. Some of the other ones, the Poompa Loompa, the Trump card, right? That seems to be pretty popular these days. Yeah, where's that? There you go. Yeah, 16. 16X is Poompa Loompa. So as you can see, there's just a tremendous amount of value here. 340 total cards, 80 cards in the common set, 80 cards in the simple set, in the Black Death, and in the nuclear refracture. This one is our email promo. It's one. Oh, sorry. Oh no, you're on the common. Sorry. Yeah.
So the last one up.
Yeah, that's at the very top. Yeah. Oh, that's the Dopey Doge. So if you go up, that's actually the Doge one. But if you go up more, there you go. Elevated Elon. There you go. So this is our email giveaway. So if you sign up, you have a shot at winning one of these, and we're going to make them super rare too. Although we did roll out a little promotion, a little thing where if you own 10 unique Twerpz, then you get 10 times the chance to win one of these, right? So now we're incentivizing people to collect, to build a collection and to hold on to that collection and not sell it.
Yeah.
Hang on to it for a chance to win one of those.
And this pack, you get 9 of the big nut packs and 1 random nuclear.
Yep. So there are 10 items in that, 9 big nuts packs, and again 1 random nuclear refracture. Right. Very similar to the other box, but you're just dealing with the big packs now. Yeah. So this is really the ultimate collectible here. If you buy that and then maybe you want to open it or maybe you leave it closed, right? It's going to be, like I said, it's really going to be cool to see what people decide to do, because it can go both ways, right? Like if people are hoarding boxes and packs are not getting opened, then cards are going to be rare.
Yeah.
Right. So, but if people are opening up the boxes, then guess what? The boxes are going to end up being rare. So, or more rare, I should say. I do believe, and I don't think I'm the only one saying this, that the total supply is fairly rare. I mean, we're dealing with 120,500 cards total, which is a hair above what Garbage Pail Kids Series 1 did. And we firmly believe that a supply that low is really best for the community.
Yeah, some of them are really going too big, I think, as well. Since they haven't spent that much time building a community, you guys have spent a lot of months doing it. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how it goes. And on that topic, what happens if, let's say you do not sell out on day 1, day 2, day 3. What happens then? Will it continue to be sold out? We have seen a lot of projects starting to burn things that are not being sold out. Do you have a plan there, like a backup plan?
Well, we haven't finalized the plan yet, but I think if things aren't gonna, if we can't move anything else like within the first week or whatever, we'll probably just take them off. I mean, there's really no point to leaving these on. We want to do what's right for the community, and that's not price gouge at all. I mean, we want the community to be able to resell these at some point down the line, whether it be they're speculating on day 1 or whether they're holding for a year or 2. If that's all that we can do, then we're going to take that into consideration. There's no point to leaving them. I think once after like week 1, right? In fact, probably even less. Maybe after the first 3 or 4 days. If they don't go, then but that's going to be another decision for the whole group as a whole, right? I hardly ever make any decisions unilaterally. It's all based on, because those guys that we brought on, our advisors and our crew, are all community members too, and they're all collectors. So they have equal weight in the decision process too.
Yeah,
but that's a really good question.
And to collect this, you need a Wax wallet, and you get that just by going to wallet.wax.io and you sign up with your social media, and then you're logged in. That's as easy as it is, and then you get into this. The top right here, you see the account name. This is important. This is immutable. That will be the same for you forever. So this is like, if you want to send an NFT or send tokens to somewhere, this is your account name. Well, this is my account name, but this is the account name that you want to send. In there, you can look at your like NFT collection there, and I have a bunch of them. And up here, you have atomic asset and simple assets, and this is where you can see that I have a few Twerpz here that people can look at right now. And I get a lot of these because, okay, it's probably down below. I have one of these lucky shards, so I keep getting these drops. So this is very nice.
Yeah, watch out this week. We got another one coming your way this week. So, and this one's going to be another exclusive, right? So the lucky shard has really been, is probably the most popular card, and it's also one of the more fun cards too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the animation work on it was just absolutely incredible.
Let me see
that
if
was
I can
awesome.
find luck. Yeah, here we can see. There are currently the cheapest one on Wax Stash is 3,600 wax. So people value this higher than they bought it for. But that does make sense, since you keep getting some of these drops for it. People want these drops. This was something that you did together with Waxplorer.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So we're doing various collaborations. Waxplorer is the one that we did with Ben, with Waxplorer, and that has ended already. And that one, so everybody who signed up for that was able to get one, and we minted. So here's the thing, Anders, because it was guaranteed, we had to mint 700 of these, right?
Yeah.
So. We're doing we have certain angles with some of the cards. Some of them are a little higher mintage, and then some of them are going to be a little rarer. Yeah. We really do want everybody to have a shot at getting at least a good number, and so that they can hopefully register for that 10x, the 10x Elon bump.
And Waxplorer, for anyone that don't know, you can really do a lot of interesting things. You can tweak your search filters for anything really that these cards have, and you can search for, like, it lists all markets that are available. There are multiple markets where you can trade these, like collectibles. We have Waxstash, we have Simple Market, and then we have Waxplorer. It's a market as well. So you can find them. Yeah. You can easily just go by price, and you can find one that is the cheapest one. So this is 30, and if you rather want the most expensive one, you can flip this here, and you can easily filter and find out what you can get and whatever is available.
Yeah, I know that it can be a little intimidating when you hit Waxplorer for the first time, but there really are just a few little controls and knobs that you need to adjust to get kind of where you want. And once you know how to do it, then it's real easy to do, right? So you went sales, and this is something I always tell Ben about. I don't like the name. I don't like the fact that that's sales. I would rather that say listings, because sales to me says that somebody actually bought these cards. Yeah. Right. But actually they are for sale. So maybe for sale would be better. But that always trips me up.
Yeah, and he has made it easier, because right now you can see there's a lot of different projects that I see, but up here in the top, if I just write, it will be easy to find Crypto Twerpz, and after that I will only see Crypto Twerpz things on this page. Then you can go in market, and you have different options, and you have the inventory, and you can bulk option, you can sell a lot of or transfer a lot of them at the same time, and things like this.
Yeah, really cool that he added the market to it, so you can buy from the site too. That's really, I started using that recently. It's really neat. Do you want to take a look at the Hulk token? That's another collaboration that we did.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you know which number it is?
You'll want to go up, because the promo. So go up to the top, towards the top, and it's right around where you're at. There it is. So this Hulk token is a collaboration with CryptoSlam.io, which is another. They're different in they differ to Waxplorer in that they include a range of different blockchain type NFT assets, right? So you have your Top Shot NBA, just all kinds of Ethereum NFTs and Wax NFTs, Gapper Labs stuff. And so, this is another cool thing that kind of happened. We just, Randy from Waxplorer said, hey, I really like what you guys are doing. This is one of my favorite projects. I mean, can we do something together? Yeah, let's do something. What should we do? So we put our heads together and we start thinking about it. And I'm going, there's never been a single ad anywhere or any sort of like giveaway offer or anything. I mean, he had nothing on that site at all. And I just said, maybe you don't want to or not, but I think it would be great if you put, offer to claim a Hulk token on there. So he went absolute batshit. He loved the idea. And then we brought Eris. Eris has done so many. Eris and Mox are one of the biggest contributors to our art here. So you're going to keep hearing their names. And same with Mr. Monk as well. Mr. Monk has done quite a bit of cards for us.
What I did right now is I zoom in on this because
the level of detail on this card is just mind-blowing, and there are all kinds of things going on. You've got the armpit Brit, Garbage Pail Kid in the armpit.
And there's a lot of Garbage Pail Kids here that you can find.
Yeah.
And the typical American here, the one with the McDonald's t-shirt.
Yep. There's a Where's Waldo? There's a Waldo from Where's Waldo hiding, by his chest, by Hulk Hogan's chest. Eris told me boy, I had no idea how much time I was going to spend on this, but days and days spent drawing this, and it came out just absolutely incredible. And the mintage on it, correct? I may be wrong. I think it's 350, 350 or so. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I'm sure you can
I
pick
know
that up.
we can find out. So
You sure can. This is a really great.
Like if we go here, we can see this is Hulk token. So we can go to Explorer and we should probably look for. So this is sales, and we should look for search because we want to find everything. I guess. I think this is what we want to do. Let's see if I'm actually correct here.
I think so. That's what I would do.
0, yeah. Let's see. Hulk is what we want to find. We should find that there's 28 of them.
Very cool. 350. Yep, I was right. So you see,
here we see the mint number exactly.
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
And right now, I think this is because I'm looking for sales right now. I'm not looking for all assets. That's the problem I was doing. So there's a lot of different tweaks that you can do here. So sometimes you confuse yourself, but just look at these filterings and you will find it. So all assets Hulk, and now I can see that there's 353. So 3 are probably named Hulk for something else.
Correct. That's what I would imagine too. 350. Yeah. I mean, if you want, we could test that and just kind of scroll through and take a look. If I can, maybe go to page 3 or something.
And just
okay. Yeah. There you go. That's the right thing.
It's still
353. So that I don't know. That something looks off about that, right? Why would 353 listed?
Yeah, but we can see here, like this mint number here is how many that the system actually has.
Yeah.
So the 3 is something else that it finds. But if
I know what it is. No, I know what it is. We had an error. We had 3 error cards made, and he added those in. So that's where the 353 is coming from.
Yeah, because this actually finds everything on the blockchain, even the broken ones that you have burned afterwards. So this is why. But the real one, you can see there's actually 350 of this.
Yeah.
And if anyone burns one of these, it will also show up as 350 still. It just the number here on the left would be different. And on the wax, as a lot of collectible places, the mint number 1, the first one, is usually the most valuable one.
We've done a little something different than I think most projects have. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. We're just going where we think we need to go to build a strong and healthy community. And one of the important things to us was to give away first mints to the guys that we've collaborated with. So, in exchange for allowing us to host that giveaway on Crypto Slam, first mint went to the owner of Crypto Slam, right? I mean, first mint of Waxplorer is going to Ben at Waxplorer.
Here we see these 3 error. So it just says error. It doesn't have any information, and we can see there's 3 error cards here. So that was
there. They are.
So all our mistakes are on the blockchain for good and bad.
Exactly. And so the thing is, people had been asking us about those 3. Hey, how can I get a hold of one of those 3 or whatever? And we just keep saying, I don't know. We haven't really decided on that yet. Maybe if it really, I think it really depends on our launch. How we do on our launch. If they're desirable, if people want them, then we'll devise a way to do it. Speaking of the launch too, we've also been considering different ways of incentivizing people to open packs, right? So don't be surprised, and we're gonna hang on to this the announcement for now. We want to make sure that we can make good on it. But one of the things that we're talking about is, if you open so many packs, maybe you get we can see that on the blockchain, and then maybe if you open so many, you get a particular promo that would be super rare, right? We do have some promo material that's left over, and we're glad that we have that because we can use that post-launch as well. So we're gonna try to gamify this a lot of different ways. I think we have 2, maybe even 3 different ideas post-launch because one of the things that is a concern to collectors is, well, if I don't open the cards packs up early, then I'm going to miss out on the early mints. Then, what's the point? What else do I have to look forward to? So you'll have this to look forward to. I just can't really say what it is yet.
No, and,
But it's gonna be
that
cool.
kind of data is stuff that I always track for all launches. I check which accounts buys a lot of packs, which account that actually opens a lot of packs.
Yeah.
So that kind of data is what I actually find very interesting.
Me too. I love that kind of data. I love to get in there and just kind of snoop around.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we may have something for total packs bought, by an account or whatever, or total open packs, number of packs opened, and oh, let me tell you something else. An interesting wrinkle that has popped up in the last couple of weeks is this idea of artists airdropping goodies to their card holders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what Crypto Slam did was they offered a giveaway to it's like a sweetener, right? So not only are you getting the Hulk token, you're also randomly going to get wax goodies. It could be Tiger King packs, it could be wax, it could be any number of things, and that incentivizes the holding on to it and not just dumping it, right? That's really, we kind of want to get away from that whole thing where we do these giveaways and people are getting them and they're just dumping them right away. I mean, look, these are created for collectors, by collectors, and we really do want people to collect them. We don't just want people to just grab them and sell them. And we know that that's the cool thing about being on a blockchain is we have no control over that. We can't say, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Nope.
People are going to do what they want to do, right? But all we can do is just urge them, hey, look, we're collectors, And I think that kind of that vibe, that sentiment has gone through the community, and we're starting to see people, I mean, when you kind of look at the lucky charts, like there aren't really that many out there for sale. There have been comments in the group like, wow, people are really hanging on to these particular ones, why haven't they sold these? This promo just came out and there were only, 50 out there. Why are they holding on to them? And you start thinking about different game plans and different strategies. And that's the fun part, right?
Well, personally, I know like some of these, I actually want to have them. I don't care about trading them. Like the Joe Rogan one. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. So I think this, I don't know why I'm accidentally targeted. But so these ones I really find fun. So I really want to have like this in my collection. And this, the second one, when I click it the large, I don't get the name I want, but the other one is called Papetophile. So you can see it in the bottom, it's Papetophile. So this one, obviously everyone knows who this is. Well, it says here as well. And like a lot of these are kind of evil humor or whatever you should say. There are like this Joe Blows is the same thing, and now it's extra fun with the situation that is going on in the States. And I was a fan of her music before I even knew who she was. I just heard it like, I actually like this kind of tracks, and now I'm a big fan of her. I love a lot of her music. So for me, this one is very, very interesting. And then we have this one, of course. It's very relevant today.
Absolutely, right? The syringe of the nerds. I mean, I give credit where credit is due, and like I said, some of us come up with some of the names, right? And Eris came up with that, and it was just, I mean, when you see something like that for the first time, that's going to be the name. There is no questioning it. Syringe of the Nerds, that is the name, and nobody is going to question it, and it's an easy choice, right?
And the second name is also fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Kill Gates.
Yeah.
Eris did a lot of these cards. He did Elevated Elon. He did Gates. He did Mark Cuban. So those three are his. We've got.
So this is
Mark
like it's pointing to the movie. I just lost it in my head.
I've watched the movie so many times, and I always come up with blank, especially when I'm on interviews.
And the Shark Tank, obviously, because he's in Shark Tank. And I mean Scarface. Yeah, thanks. No Rabbit dropped it in the chat.
Good. Good man.
I mean, it's like it's this unknown movie. No one knows about the movie, or no, everyone knows it. But yeah, we just lost it. So
I know you and I both, right? It's call it an interview thing, right? That's when your brain goes, is when you're put on the spot. But so these first 6 cards, this is the first artist, Samuel Diaz.
yeah,
I found Samuel. I asked him to do a concept. This is some of the backstory behind the Twerpz. My very first idea was this very twerpy Vitalik Buterin character, which is what you see there, that bird brain Buterin. And we went, I mean, I tell you, we probably spent about a month going back and forth because that's the first one. And you want that one to set the tone for the rest of them, right? So it had to be just right. And there were times where he had a bird's nest, sitting on top of the head. And I said, nah, we need to make it a little bit, let's show a little brain, and then it was okay. Then let's throw the rainbow. Let's throw him barfing the rainbow up, the bird. And if you know Vitalik, immediately there is nobody else that could be. That is Vitalik, no question about it, even without looking at his face, because he loves unicorns. He loves llamacorns. He's a very kind of like childish type.
Yeah,
right?
and this one I really like because this is a really character. I guess everyone knows it. And what is actually fine, if you actually go to dickening.com, there's a countdown to when he's supposed to do whatever he said he was gonna do, unless the Bitcoin price reaches a certain price, and then we can see all these graphs and interviews, and people are preparing gingerbreads for the event and everything.
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah,
that's
so,
great.
Is it possible? Yeah. So anyone.
Well, if you look at that card, there are multiple dimensions. There are multiple things happening in this card, and right. So maybe you're familiar with one or two, and you don't know the other things, and you could ask in our group, right? Like, what is this all about? I mean, we're super cool, right? We'll help you out, whatever. We'll give away some of the story, right? I mean. Some of it, you can see some cocaine kind of on his upper lip there. He had a little promotional picture that he put out there one time where it looked like he was doing coke, right? So
with his video, how to kill the antivirus or remove it, or
there.
I think it's from that one. Yeah, it's a great video, to be honest. If you like. Search for McAfee and antivirus, and you can watch it. It's.
I mean, he is very twerpy, right? He's twerpifiable, and that's something that we talk about a lot. Is who's twerpifiable? I mean, who could we take that has multiple different like cringy or sketchy or things about them that we could just encapsulate all in that, put all that good stuff into one card, right? So, if you're not familiar with some of these crypto characters, I mean, here's Laszlo, right? The guy that bought. That made the first purchase of goods with Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
This was done by Mr. Monk, just an outstanding artist. I mean, when I saw this card, I literally fell out of my chair.
So he has empty pockets. He's poor. He has no money, and he spent 10,000 Bitcoin on 2 pizzas.
I know the reality of it is that he's. I mean, I'm sure if he held that, I'm sure he would be doing better. But and this thing is, I saw this card and I thought, I want to know more about him. So I started researching him, right? And I found some interviews about him, and he's a very guy, and just really happy to be a part of the experience overall. Really great attitude. He's not crying that he missed out on millions.
No, but I mean, whatever you do with something when it's at the value it is, it's what you do with it. You can't really say, oh, I should have or I could have. I mean, personally, I was looking at Bitcoin very early and I didn't get in for multiple reasons. Same. And I could be sad about that, or I could just be happy that I'm here right now and having so much fun in the crypto space.
Would one of those reasons happen to be the fact that it was almost impossible to get it? You had to send a wire transfer to the Mt. Gox guys, and that's where I just said, I'm not into wire transfers. Give me a button to click. If you can't do that, I'm not doing it. And oh my God, if I had only done well, who knows? It might have gone up in smoke in Mt. Gox. Right?
But yeah, you could have done like everyone else and sold it at $50 or whatever. So I mean, you never know. People are selling and buying. People sold at 5,000, 6,000 for the Bitcoin, and now it's up at 18, 19 again.
Yeah.
So if you think you could hodl before and you can't do it now, you probably can't do it either way.
That's right. That's right. There are absolute horror stories of people that had 10,000 ether and they spent it all on ICOs that just crashed, you know, or people that got their wallets hacked, right?
Yeah.
Or people that actually they added encryption to their wallet and then they encrypted that encryption and then did it several times and they lost one of the
There are those that go to like hypnotist people just to try to find the password in their mind somewhere.
Oh man, I never heard of that before. That's crazy.
Or those that they like mined Bitcoin before they had it on a laptop and then they like threw it away, or their girlfriend said, "Oh, stop this," and threw it away. And there's a lot of these stories that are kind of fun and interesting because they are like walking around in dumpsters trying to find their old laptop and old hard drive and yeah.
See, all of that just kind of adds to the lore, right, of the stories behind that, and that's sort of what we want to do is we want stories. I mean, I love telling stories, I love listening to stories, and that's what this is all about, right? This is story time in NFT format, right? I mean, there's so much content to go over, and you know, some of it just kind of, you know, there isn't much to talk about, like Pimp Pepe. I mean, we know Rare Pepe.
Yeah.
Right. And here we're decking them out to be some kind of you know, major pimp that the chicks love. Right. It's really a simple concept. There's not much more to it. But some of these other things, there are some deep embedded concepts here. Like if you look at Zuckerberg, right? I mean, this could be a pretty heavy concept for some people to look at. Right. I mean, you got. It is also kind of silly, but you got a child being ripped out of his mother's arms. Originally we had the artist for that, Chris, did a black family, and we thought, I don't know, that might be a little too far, and people might be looking into it a little too much. And so that's what we try to do, is ride on that edge. We don't want to go over the edge, and it looks like we did a little bit with the Shatner card, because Bill just absolutely hated that card, and it's a real shame, you know, because my uncle knew him, thinking we could really do something here, and Shatner, he actually did his own wax, right? He did his own wax, his pack release on the wax chain of all things, and so that was a little bit of homage to him there that we did, and one of the reasons why we included him in the set. Let's look at some other stories too. Maybe scroll down a little bit to the newer cards. Actually, some of the newer ones. Look at that the Schwarzenegger one. That one is, I personally, that's one of my favorites. And you know what? I happen to know exactly how long it took Octavio to do that card, and it took him many days and many hours spent to create that sculpture.
Yeah.
And we kind of went back and forth. He says, you know, to be honest, I'm not really a parody guy. You know, what can you help? Can you help me with the concept? You know, and we went back and forth, and there's a lot of great times, great memories there discussing how to really pull this off. And Eris had some really great ideas, and eventually it just kind of came out of the blue that, hey, you know, he had a thing with a maid. You know, why don't we just add the maid in? You know, and so you got two maids. It's not just one. You got two maids in there, one with the spray bottle, you know, the other with the feather duster. That feather duster, Octavio, he says, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I'm going to need you to buy me some art for that. And I said, no problem. So I bought some clip art. You know, it's just whatever we got to do to get these cards done, we're doing, right? Yeah. And so you got the lasers coming out, and it was going back and forth between the team. Do we want the lasers? You know, where do we want the lasers aimed at? So on and so forth, right? So I really want the spirit of that to come out into the community, and it is. We've got a lot of community members that are literally living in that group, and they just say, I love the conversation. I love, you know, talking twerpy discussions with you guys, and you know, we talk a lot about 80s. You know, a lot of us are in our 40s, so we drop 80s movies, you know, quotes and whatnot. Here's a great one by Kevin Winger. Kevin was already into wax and doing all kinds of. This is actually very uncharacteristic of his type of work.
Yeah.
He works in oils a lot. Yeah, let's look him up. He's a great guy, really great guy. I have some great stories about him, personal
Yeah,
stories of
I
mine.
shouldn't search for Hulk token when I search for his art. It won't
Ah,
work. Yeah, so these are
there.
actual oil paintings that he has made, and some of these he has taken the actual oil painting, and he spends like months on these paintings, and then they require, I think he said, about 4 to 8 months to dry.
To dry. I
Uh,
remember catching that once on a show he did. You're
yeah,
right. That is incredible. That's an incredibly long period of time
yeah, and I
to,
mean
to
they look
finish your
amazing.
work.
I have a few of them if I'm not mistaken here. If my wallet just want to play. So, okay, I saw him there. He's in the middle somewhere there.
There you go. Yeah. What? Oh, those are
So I
fantastic.
like this. Like this is the first one that I actually bought from him, and I really like this.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
It's like an antler DJ. If you have ever seen the Hannibal TV show,
Ah,
that one is really scary, and there's like this very scary human with black like antler face and everything.
headdress
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So he
Yeah.
reminds me of this.
But so did he tell you that that was where he got his inspiration, or you're just kind of that's
No,
what you?
it's what I when I
Yeah.
saw this, I'm like, okay, it's as scary as that, and then it's have this
Yeah.
psychedelic LSD part. So I really enjoy this one.
So what jumped out? So what's really cool, Anders, is that everybody has their station, right?
Yeah,
And so when I saw that, the first thing I thought of was Cucina dolls. That are, I believe I could be wrong. I think they're Mexican. Those Cucina dolls. They dress them up, and that's what I take from that. So, if I wanted that on my wall, and we're kind of getting there. Are we getting there with being able to have these on slideshows in frames?
yeah.
I've seen a couple frames out there already, but I need to do that. I'm going to do that at some point. Load the
I
frame
mean,
up with my.
you can imagine looking at this if you are at a special mindset, and this is it is kind of scary.
It is.
It's amazing. So yeah, this is something I also just had to have. And
That's
this is
beautiful.
something I would love to have on the wall, just showing all the time. I would be tripping with my morning coffee.
Yeah, with your coffee, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, we still have another card to reveal for Kevin, and this one will. If you like that art, that if you like his art, this, like I said, this is very wingerish.
Yeah.
That's not typically the type of style that he brings, but the next style, it's going to be Kevin Winger style. So maybe you'll like that one, and that one's going to be. I love just throwing out news, right? Because a lot of times we never say this stuff, but I'll just throw out a couple new things that maybe no one's heard of yet. But he's doing names. Yeezy. What's the guy's name? Oh geez. It is 10 o'clock, but in my defense.
No, it's 9 a.m.
What's the artist? The artist's name? Fish Dicks. Come on, everybody knows. Somebody is going to say it. I just can't.
Kanye West, someone says.
I want to say West, but what? It's not. It's Kanye. Yeah, Kanye West. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you said Daniel West.
No.
Kanye West.
Yeah.
So we got a Kanye West to drop. We're gonna do that in a couple of could be a couple of days. Just depends on kind of how we feel in the moment about which card to drop for you guys to complete this set. We've got the. I'll be honest. Some of these I wasn't too sure if it would play right, but they did. Like the Epstein one, I think some of us on the team were a little concerned whether or not, could this be the end of Twerpz because of the scar? Some people had said they don't care for it. They don't want to be involved. They don't card, and they're very serious about that. That's not a joke. It's just I don't care. I don't want to look at that card. It pisses me off because that's how people are, right? They have a feeling about a person, and they don't want to be reminded of that person. And it doesn't matter if you're parodying them. So,
and for me, the second name is what is making this a great one. Yeah, I will leave it at that. I will leave it as a puppetophile, and then anyone can think whatever they want.
Yep, exactly. Anybody can think whatever, no judgments. We're not going to
but this is what's great. There's a lot of these ones, and if you don't like them, you don't have to hold them. You can go to any of the markets and you can drop them, and someone else might want them.
Absolutely, trade them away for something else that you want. You just have to be careful with the trading, right? Because as far as I know, there is no other than topsgpk.io. Maybe Blockchain Heroes has this built in too. The trading, I don't know if they have the trading in there, the trustless trading, right? So you don't have to trust that the other party is gonna do what they say they're gonna do. The other party one party proposes a trade and says, these are the cards that I'm offering, and these are the ones that I want that you have. Then you can agree and it swaps, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to have that in our site. It's quite a bit of extra work to build that in. And so what's the next option? The next option is to go in Telegram and say, I'm looking for this card, right? I'll trade you this card for this card. And then somebody needs to make the first move, right? And if the other guy just disappears, then you got screwed, right?
Yeah.
So or we could do like a trusted third party, right? You could do that. You could say, like, in days past, we've had Mike. Mike has been like the trusted third party that everybody knows that he's not going to run off with the cards, right? So if you give cards to him and the other party gives cards to him, then he can do the swap, right? But it's probably a good idea to tip him if you're going to do that.
One thing I will mention is that waxstash.com is a great marketplace for the Twerpz. And if you open one, you can actually zoom in on them and you can actually look at, like, you get a lot of detail here that you can actually work. And some of them are great.
Yeah,
and actually, why I'm showing this is anyone right now, if you just drop your Wax account in the chat, after we are done today, I will send out this one to one of you. So you will get my account, Snackula. And currently I found one on the market, and it's currently listed for 375 Wax. So this is the only one that I found on the market right now, here on the Waxstash market. So if anyone wants this, just drop your Wax account name. And if you don't know what it is, wallet.wax.io, in the top right corner, you see your account name here. This is what I need to be able to send this out later.
I'd also like to donate some promos to you, and you can. We talked a little bit about an idea that you had.
Because each month I have these ones, and now they are ended because it's a new month. These are the November ones. So what I do is I have these slices where people can buy. I call them slices because you see they are like these triangles. And what I actually have is I have one that is for $10 and one that is for $1 and one that is for free that anyone else can go in and claim. So we have 214 that claim this. We have 56 that bought for $1 and we have 22 that bought for $10. So what I will do with those promos is that I will actually drop them to these legendary slices, those that support me. So these are dropped kind of like a Twitch donation subscription thing where you support the streamer, you support the guy creating the content, and like, okay, I like what you do, I want to support you to help you continue to work on this. So this is more like you don't actually, you buy this to support me, and I don't promise anything, but I am doing airdrops to these. I don't promise that you will get any value. I promise that you will get something, and it might be something that I create myself. But if we go to sub.block1 account here, if I just go to this account, you can see that I currently has 140 different assets. So all of these will be airdropped, and you can see there's assets, there's packs, there's from different. We have the box maze guys. We have a lot of different ones. There's a lot of uplift. There's uplift small crates. There's the supporter crates. There's pepper packs, starter packs. Yeah, there's a bunch of things that will go out to these. Probably I don't know what it says up top, but it says $310 worth, so almost 8,000 wax worth of things in here. And these are just the atomic acid things that I have on the account right now. And these will be dropped to the November slices, and I will put up a December one for anyone that wants drops in January. But as I said, I don't promise that you will get anything of value. You buy it to support me, you don't buy it to get the airdrop.
Also, let's note too that because Twerpz are on simple assets, you know, you can't view them on the Atomic Hub, right?
Yeah.
I really hope that that they will add that at some point. That would be great because the interface is excellent. It really is. They've done
it
a
is. Probably this is one of the easier one to explore.
Yeah.
This is another market, crypto. So if you go to collectibles.io, you can also find these kind of things here. We might have to repost our waxers at the end in the video comments. No, you don't have to repost. I get all the live stream is playable after this video goes out, and I can also look at this live chat after, so it's no problem. Yeah. So,
you know, one other thing I just thought of, something you mentioned reminded me of this, is that the way that we're operating this project is, if you haven't already, if you can't already tell by now, it's quite a bit different than the average company coming in, hiring somebody to do a bunch of cards, right? And so the way that we've done it is a lot of our artists are actually, I'll say this: every launch card that we've created, so all 40 unique artwork pieces, there was no commission at the time of creation. The commission is coming from revenues in the sale. And so because of that, I've had some people ask, well, okay, can you donate a couple of packs or whatever? And I would love to do that. But the problem is, if I do that, then I undercut the amount of income that they're going to be able to make. As a matter of fact, I'll just say this right now, more than 50%. So I'll even give you the exact number. 60% of all the revenues earned are going to go into the pockets of not me, but other team members and the artists themselves. So when you're buying a pack, you're actually contributing directly to the artist who's created these cards. Now, these guys, it's a difficult thing to make money as an artist, right?
Yeah.
You're constantly hustling and getting gigs and stuff. And a lot of our artists, they have maybe they'll do like a limited set on Rarible or on the ETH side of things. And, you know, we want this to be a healthy source of income for them. And this is my biggest wish is to, you know, not really to line my pockets, because honestly, if the money that I'm going to make in this sale, or probably if it does really well, we'll go on to do Series 1. And this is Series 0, right? We've named it Series 0 for a very specific reason, and that's that this is ground zero, right? We're testing the waters to see if this type of an organization is something that people resonate with. This decentralized way of making decisions, which again, I want to say is really, really difficult. It's very difficult to not have somebody just say, this is the way it's going to be. I don't care if and I'm sorry that you're not happy with it, but we want everybody to be happy, and we want everybody to have a say. So this is why it's taken many, many months to put this project together, because there's been a lot of back and forth, just even on some of the littlest things. You know, like maybe a card is done and we thought it was done, and somebody comes along and says, you know, I think we should add this thing. You know, we should take the Revenge of the Nerds, the kill gates, and we should stylize the banner like a Revenge of the Nerds, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so when those things happen, then you have to go back again and you have to redo the card again. And so that creates a lot of openings for different problems that can arise. So again, the fact that we've been able to do this, and we are done with the cards, we are done with all 340 cards, and now it's a matter of just revealing them leading into the launch. It's something I'm very proud of, to be able to take 18 artists and to take 7 advisors to the project and 2 community members, and literally just kind of like create this has been it's been a miracle. I'll just put it to you that way. It's been a real miracle, and we couldn't have done it without the help of those guys along the way, and being understanding, because that's very important, is for everybody to understand and not really to get their ego involved in the process. And that's something I'm very proud of, that I feel like we've been able to accomplish that, because it could have been that there could have been a couple of people in the project that maybe they took some of the cards, right? I gave them to them and I said, here, I'm giving you 100 cards to give out.
and they could have completely screwed us over and just dumped them on the market, right? And it would have been the worst worst look in the world, right? But our guys have integrity, so we've learned a lot from each other through this process as well. And another thing is, you're talking about that Joe, that Rogan, right? I noticed you say you like that Rogan. We got a surprise for you. One of the Twerpamations is Joe Rogan, and the way that this card is created, well, I'll just say it's different. You haven't seen anything like this before. The animation part of it is one of a kind. It's going to be very unique. No other Twerpamation is going to have this type of effect on it, and the reason why it works is because of the joint and because of, he's getting high in there, right? So it's very easy to make things really psychedelic because, you have that, you're going with that angle. And we all know Rogan is a proponent of marijuana and he endorses it. So
and other psychedelics as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And yeah. This is great. And I will pray to the gods of random that I get that one in my pack then.
Yeah, or maybe someone will come along. Maybe you'll get a chance to scoop it on the cheap if it pops up. Somebody doesn't really realize what it's worth.
Yeah,
I mean, that happens sometimes, right? I mean,
there are for sure arbitrage to be made on markets if you are paying attention. People drop them cheap. People make small mistakes or big mistakes. We have seen people drop cars that sell for 5,000 to 10,000 wax, then they drop them for 5 wax.
Yep.
Things like that has happened before. If that is honest, and I know people snatch them and bots has been snatching them, and the
bots. Yeah, I hate those things. It would be much more fun if someone could just, we were all, no one had any big advantage over everybody else, right? But the nerds, the devs rule.
But I mean, one side has advantage because they put in all the time and they understand the assets. They know all the rarities. Like Garbage Pail Kids, they knew before they launched on wax. Other guys know how to program and they take advantage of that to buy everything that fits a parameter cheaper. And
that's a really good point. I actually, if we do we have more time? How much?
Yeah, sure.
Already. I just want to talk a little bit more about the site. That's what I'm super excited about, is to show you guys some new stuff. Can you go to the other one, the one with the drop downs already in it? Yeah. So we didn't talk about the show buy, but that's where I feel that the magic is really going to come alive, and where you're going to start seeing some things that you haven't seen already. And maybe you've seen them, but they're not organized in the way that we've done it here. So you see something over there on the right with the little rubber bands? See some rubber bands there, and some of those cards.
Let me see.
If you look at some of those,
here,
they're behind. You see them kind of behind, like the Downy card. You see a little rubber band kind of. That's what it is supposed to be. So one of the things that kind of was getting our goats when we were kind of looking at some of the other sites that they have it organized is that it's really hard to, at a glance, get a whole bunch of information all in just one kind of look, right? And with this, immediately that you have more than one of those cards. Just that one, by virtue of having that rubber band and that stack behind, that you have more than one. And if you want details on what all those are and all the mints, you're going to be able to click on the details there. See that little details link there at the bottom?
I'm moving my mouse. Everyone on stream can see it, but you can't.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't have a screenshot for the details. But if you click on the details, it's going to show you all your mint numbers for that particular card.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that kind of helps get around sort of, you get this feeling when you're sort of going through some of these sites.
I think that we have not seen the Willy Dumpa. We did not see that on the gallery, right?
Ooh! Hey, this is what happens sometimes. Sometimes things happen that you don't intend, right? But the Willy Dumpa, right? So I guess, hey, we're doing a card reveal.
Dumb LTC Dumpa. Here.
Yeah. We'll make you wait for the Y name, but the Willy Dumpa, right? So this is a Wonka card, right? But it's Willy Wonka, right? But you got we all know, or most of us know, the story behind Charlie Lee, and he dumped all of his Litecoin at the peak, at the last peak, and so we're riffing on that a little bit. We're making and the little Oompa Loompas, they're carrying a shitcoin pile. If you can see that. Fortunately, the nameplate kind of hides that the it says dump LTC.
Can see here what it says.
Good eye, Anders. Yeah, I didn't notice that when I gave you that screenshot. The really Yampa card. So, but anyway, going back to kind of like how the filters and the mechanics of the inventory works, right? So, in some of the other sites, it's also been a little difficult to tell which cards you need. What cards are missing from my set, right? Well, I'll just tell you right now that if you go to if you go to type and you go all cards and then you choose a rarity, and then when you go show by, you choose card number. Like I said earlier, you're going to have all the cards logical from 1x to 40y, right? X and Y all the way through. You don't see it. I think maybe we had it on the other screen.
It's there a Y and there's an X.
Yeah, and they're all arranged chronologically. So 1x,
like
1y, 2x.
They are based on 1, 2, 3, 4, and so
on. And that's very important to me, and we don't really see that very much. But if you have it that way, then you can immediately look at it and you can see what cards you're missing, and you can get a better feel for your card stack, like how you used to actually hold trading cards, and you would just thumb through them, and you would go 2, 4. Oh, I'm missing 3. Right. So,
but I have a question there then. If I have 1, 2, and 4, will I see number 3 here in gray, or will it be?
That's what I'm getting at. See, so every time we do an interview, you kind of you're ahead, and you kind of already know what I'm about to say. This has happened like 4 times already, but that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be grayed out, and then oh, I got to get that card, right? So then when you click on it, it'll take you over to the market. We can't actually tell you which one to buy. We have to give you an option of different sites that you can go. So it'll redirect over to the market tab, and the market tab is going to have all the resources. Yeah, we'll have all the resources for you all the way in there. So if you want to click on Wax Explorer and then you want to search for the cheapest of that card, then you can do that. Or if you already know collectibles, I like the way collectibles is structured, or Wax Stash, you go there and there you are.
Do you open these packs on your website? How does that work?
Yes. So that's another good question. So that's another cool thing, is that we have a very cool pack opening animation. Been very, very fortunate to get this. Would have probably cost thousands of dollars, and we got it. I got it for free. I just have some connections, but it was never used in any production finished game. And on that note, if these do as well as that they're going to do, we might be able to build a game into them. And we already know what game it's going to be, and we already have a very good idea of how the mechanics of that game are going to work. So by buying packs, you're directly contributing to the possibility that we might be able to use this core, I guess is what it is, and then we would just skin it and add our cards into it. But it's I don't want to say what it is, but I actually enjoyed playing. I would play it for hours when it was in beta mode. But anyway, the animation.
So it's an existing game that would be reskinned to match the Twerpz.
Yes. This is a game that I guess they ran out of funds, or they didn't want to going on it. But it's something that I've been watching, and we could potentially use that. Of course, that would involve having game developers involved, right? And that's you're talking to just a straight up collector with a big vision, and that's all, right? I don't really know anything about what it takes to build games, but if we were going to do it, we would do it right, and we would make sure to do our homework so that that whole thing doesn't just because that's a whole different arena, right? Creating games and then promoting games and all that stuff. So, but to answer your question, we have a pack opener built in, and how that's going to work is if you go to your inventory and then you click on type and you go down to you can just choose whatever pack you want, right? So you guys, hopefully nobody's going to be put off by the fact that they won't be able to see all their different packs and boxes all in one screen, we are gonna section those out. So you will have to choose which item you want to look at right there in the type. And then you're going to be able to click on that, and we're going to have a thing say, you know, just like Garbage Pail Kids, you know, are you sure you want to open this up? Yes, I want to open it, and it's going to go to the pack opener screen, and from there, once the pack is opened or the box is open, right? Because how are boxes going to, right? Well, you open a box, it's going to reveal the nuclear refracture bonus, the exclusive card, and then you're going to see all your packs, and then all those are automatically going to get added to your inventory, right?
Yeah.
Super simple. And then if you want to open those packs, you are going to have to go back to your inventory again, choose the pack, and open it from there.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, and then you can choose which one. And will all packs be fungible or non-fungible tokens?
Yeah, the packs are fungible. The boxes are fungible, and the packs are fungible, and all of the cards are non-fungible.
And that is because one pack is the same as another pack. They have the same rarities.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to have them non-fungible, really.
Yeah.
Unless
exactly.
that you actually want to collect the mint numbers of the boxes that people do for some. But to be honest, it's the same thing. If you open them, you have the same chance of anything else. And the purpose of them is to open them.
I mean, if people really like the idea of mint numbers for packs, we don't have that built in.
So,
that's just sort of.
It would have to be an NFT then. So I guess.
Okay, so quick question, because you probably know the answer to this, but other projects have had mint numbers on packs, right?
Yes, it's because it's NFTs.
It is an NFT. Okay, didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah. It has been mainly on Atomic Assets where people have done the NFTs, and some expect it to be an NFT. If I was in here before and I had some packs, like these packs have mint numbers, and this is because these are NFTs.
Ah, gotcha. I just learned something new. Thanks for that. One really cool thing that we're going to do as well, we're with Wax Stash, and we are doing a collaboration with them. So we are with Roy. So we are going to do a Roy card, and you'll see that soon. But one of the things that Roy is working on right now are group pack and box breaks.
Yeah.
On
so
his
here
site,
we have pack breaks here, and you can buy a slot for different kinds of right now it's different kinds of Garbage Pail Kids, and all you need to do is sign in, and then you buy a slot, and when it's full, when all slots are sold, it will open automatically.
Now Anders, get this, right? So here's another cool little thing that's going to happen with boxes is that if somebody wants to buy slots for the box, guess what? Who gets the nuclear refracture? Well, it's going to be random. It's going to be random. So somebody is going to buy a slot. They're going to get a big time card. I mean, that card is super, super rare because we're selling, I think we're selling 300? Can we go back to the blog really quick?
300 of it's top.
Yeah.
200 of the biggest and 300 of the other one.
So you're looking at one of 500 cards, nuclear refracture cards, out of 120,500 cards. So they are super, super rare. So someone's going to get a big time card.
I could see like in PAX Break that the retail for this is 180, and it could probably like 25, 30 bucks to be part of the packs in the first ones. And later it might even be higher depending on the second-hand market and all these things that we have no clue about.
And that's part of the fun of it, right? Is we're just going to let this thing, it's like going to take a life of its own, right? It has a life of its own. And adding the boxes is an extra thing that, and we're very happy to be able to iterate on top of other projects. We took Garbage Pail Kids as our inspiration for this. And we've like, again, I think we've really stretched ourselves to the boundaries of our capabilities, because as you know, a lot of projects like they're developer focused, right? And so they already have a lot of that value, and they already have that know-how, and so they don't have to have regular meetings with a development team, right? They already all that's in-house already. And so maybe some of you are kind of looking and going, it would have been great if they could have, stretched it a little farther and done this or that. Believe me, I would have loved to have added all these other little bells and whistles, but we really, really have stretched ourselves right to the boundary of what we're capable of doing with this team. So that part of it has been a real joy to know that you've done that. And,
to do these kinds of things, you need smart contract developers, you need backend for the website, you need frontend for the website, you need all the understanding of the simple assets contract, you need to design all the cards, there's a lot of different moving aspects that has to come in place. And for that, you need, if you have one developer that knows that, he will charge a lot of money. And probably you will have a few different ones that have to work together, and all of things has to work on each step.
Exactly, and even then, it's probably 100 times more complex than you think, right? I mean, well, you are, but I just couldn't even fathom the depth of complexity that it is. And when you go down that rabbit hole, and this question needs to be answered, and this guy, this guy needs to know this, and oh my God, I never imagined it, and to be able to actually confront that challenge head on and just conquer it is one of the greatest feelings. So I kind of feel like we've won, because I know we are launching absolutely 100%, and it's happening this month. And whether it explodes or it dies on the vine, I'm going to be just as happy either way, because we've done it. We've satisfied what we set out to do, and that is to sell these packs and boxes. And also, I just want to say, too, for anybody out there that is thinking about doing their own projects down the road, I really want to give a shout out to Troon. Troon is the development team that we've hired, and they've done a fantastic job. These guys, really, I couldn't give them a higher praise. They've answered all my questions. They've been completely honest. And so I can't, I'm sorry, I don't remember their website, but I think it's troontechnologies.com, I believe. But you can Google Troon, Troon Technologies.
You can drop it in the Twerpz chat after on Telegram if anyone wants to know it, I guess.
Or if you guys know Johan with NFT Hype, he works with them closely, and so if you just had maybe a couple cursory questions that you had about maybe budget, how much would something like this cost to build, you can talk to him. He'll sort. Yeah.
And we have been here for 1 hour and 40 minutes now.
140. I think the last one was like 142.
It was around that, and I told Matt when we were booking this, I put aside 2 hours for this, and we will sit for as long as we think is interesting. And I think that we have been on this for a while. We have been going through the sales, the details. You dropped some news, you dropped some new art there, and I actually think you accidentally dropped multiple new ones that I didn't mention. But if anyone wants to post back, you might find something.
Willie Dumpa. That was what a brain dump I had there on that one. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man. I really appreciate it, and to be able to banter back and forth with somebody who's really entrenched in the NFT space, and particularly in the wax ecosystem, is a real pleasure. It's just, it's always an easy conversation to have, so I appreciate you for that, Andrew.
Yeah, I agree. It's very nice, and it has been a nice flow of the conversation today. And if anyone wants to know more, there are links below to the website, to the Telegram chat, to the article of the sales. Everything is linked below, and this video is public, and it will be public as soon as YouTube decides that they are done. And as far as we know, the sale of Crypto Twerpz, the packs, the small packs and the big boxes are going to sale somewhere mid-December. Can we get the direction? Do you think it would be before or after Christmas?
Before Christmas. And like I said, I'm going to drop this. I have every intention on letting you guys know in a couple, 2-3 days. We'll have some confirmation, and that'll really let us know. Because right now we're kind of deliberating between 2 dates. The date that we want and the date that, if things come up, which they do those things do happen, right? So I just really want to be able to hang my hat on a launch date for you guys, and I really hate it when projects put out a date and then we got to change it, or, oh, this thing isn't working. It's like I'm going to do my very best to make sure that this thing is working on the day that I say that it's going to be, and I really hope that you guys can partake in the sale. Just get a pack, and we're one pack. Geez.
but for me, that you mentioned that if everything goes correct and you already have an idea set, this might turn into a game in the future.
It could very well. It all depends on how we do in the sale. It all depends on that, and also we're talking to other potential partners and people who are interested. And I was just talking to somebody in our community earlier today about this kind of like the parody cards, and how there really isn't a lot of parody type content out there. Mad Magazine, they went out of business, or they closed their doors, or whatever the proper terminology is. And then, what else do we really have here, right? So this is something that's been important to me since I was 9. I think I said this on the other interview, but I actually created my own parody-based trading cards. If you want to check out my blog post, it's in my blog. I discuss all about the prehistory of crypto Twerpz.
Is that on Medium?
It's on Medium, yeah. If you go to our launch blog post, you'll find
it's linked below. So yeah, just to clarify that it's on Medium, your blog, and not on some other place.
Exactly. Yeah, this is like 30 plus years in the making, and of course, a lot of dead period where it just never was possible to do, because it would involve printing and getting distribution deals, and this is not something that I would be able to tackle. But in the NFT space, go for it, and also I want to let everybody else know that's out there thinking about minting. Go for it. If this is something that you're passionate about, you love artwork, you love the idea of tokenizing it, don't sit there. Just you need to actually get out there and do it. And it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Get out there and make the mistakes, right? One of the sayings that I live by is fail forward. If you're failing, at least you're moving, right? And when you keep moving, eventually, sooner or later, you're gonna find what it is that is gonna take you to the next level, right? So it's all about the journey.
The only thing that is certain, if you're not trying, you won't succeed. It's the only
we spend way too much time worrying about what other people are gonna think. About things that we do that are different. That's what makes this world so great, is going out there and doing different things and just being as original as you can. And whenever I see people like, oh, this is never gonna work, or oh, this is a terrible card, what allows I just kind of smile and I go, well, it's not for you, it's for me. I know it's for me. I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do. And that's empowering. So I just want to put that message out there for you guys, because I know, just sitting there and kind of being in the background buying NFTs, get out there and actually make some. That's where the fun part is, right? And make some connections and start building a community, right? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. And even if you don't succeed in the sales, you will succeed in learning new things. And that is, you can't value that really. Well, you can set a price on it. It's valuable.
Absolutely. What a great way to end the show too.
Yeah. Do you have any last pointers, or do you feel like we are done now? What's your
We're done. I think we covered most of 99%. I think I really wanted to give a shout out to the artists. Without them, this project wouldn't be possible. Gerardo, FTR, Sereth, Mugen, Mox, Monk, Matthew Lawler. A lot of guys. We had a lot of guys. Mihawk Jane. We had a lot of artists that did one card, and that card kind of stands for itself. And then we had a couple that wanted to take on a little bit more, 2, 4, 6 cards.
Yeah.
And it's been a pleasure working with you guys if you're watching this. Yeah. And I really hope that we can do more things like this. And also that idea of the airdropping part for the artists, right? So that's something that we really want to cultivate. We really want artists and other people who are to help create value for Twerpz, right? And incentivize holding on to the cards and not just dumping them as soon as you get them and let me see what I can get, right? Buy the cards that you like and that speak to you. And we like I said, we don't have any guarantees yet, but we do have some discussion about some of the artists considering dropping tokens, and maybe just like even promotional stuff, like check out my new sale on Rary, and it would be like an NFT token, and it would have like the link in the NFT data or whatever, and that's only for their token holders, right? So all Mihawk Jane token holders that collected the J.K. Rowling card, if you have that, be advised you're going to get random airdrops, or who knows, it could be structured, right?
Aris will have to mint a lot of them.
Yeah, but the cool thing is they can make it as complicated or as easy as they want, right? If they only want to drop like say 10 things, then they could random it out to all their holders, and that's all the work. If that's all they can do, that's all they can do. Or take it a step further and say, you know, I really want to do something special, and every single person that holds my, let's say, Twerpamation card, right? Because like we said, like there's only going to be maybe 4 or 5 of those. If you hold the Twerpamation of my art, you're going to get something special, right? So it's just, there are a million different ways that you could skin this cat, right? And you know, if you want to go by different rarities, or if you just want to say, hey, I'm only going to do drops to my common holders. You know, I want to spread this out super wide. The sky is the limit, and it's a real pleasure to kind of see that sort of thing kind of come out of this project too. So, Wax Explorer holders, be advised, there may be a drop coming, right?
Yeah, that's very good. And in the chat, drop your Wax account name, and I will randomize it, and I will send whoever wins with a screenshot in the Twerp Telegram chat. And I point there because it's there on my screen. So if you want to, your chance, drop your account name, and after we are done today, I will do a random drawing and sending out that one Twerp to one of you lucky ones.
You're the man, Anders. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure being on the show.
Thank you for coming and sharing this, and thank you for building this amazing project. It's really fun to follow you guys from the start now.
Thanks, man. Take care.